Hello there, Swifties. This is my actually first video with this new camera that I had to buy today because my other one dropped out of my hand and broke. So it cost me over $99. Another expense that I have had to go through as a result of being a target, victim, and activist concerning the criminal expeditions of what is known as organized stalking, which can also be called gang stalking. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. This is going to be a video that is going to just basically contain some information that's going to help my fellow targets and people that might suspect that they are targets, and the community members at large, in reference to some details concerning the methods and tactics of organized stalking and gang stalking. Now, this crime is still happening towards me in San Diego, California, and recently I just uploaded some undisputable evidence online, and before I go into the purpose of this video, I want to make some I'm going to make a couple statements here because I think they need to be said. As a result of being a target of this crime, all targeted individuals are tracked and surveilled in real time in order for the manager of these expeditions to put the crafted harassment, the community-based harassment, for a target to experience along all of their routes. Excuse me, I'm going to smoke a cigarette because I just got home and just got my my leisurely clothes on, so I'm unwinding a little bit, so I apologize for smoking while I'm making this video. Now, this living situation that you see me in right now, I'm going to take a break from what I was just talking about to just kind of explain to you this situation. I'm not involved in any illegal activity whatsoever, and I'm not involved in any criminal activity whatsoever. I'm a good woman. And I'm a target, victim, and activist concerning the crimes of organized stalking. And as a result of being a target of this crime, at least 92% of all targeted individuals are made homeless as a result of these criminal expeditions, and the manager of these expeditions covertly managing it and creating it by getting landlords and property owners on board, postal employees on board, and you can clearly see that. I'm not going to show you the very first, well, actually, I guess I might as well. I mean, because there's nothing for, I wasn't going to show you the first beginning, the title of this book, because you probably won't understand it. Okay, not unless you know about remote neural monitoring. But notice how it says gang stalking at the post office. Okay, now you can go to Google and type in organized stalking and or gang stalking in the post office, and postal employees and or mail theft and mail delayment, and you will come to understand that postal employees not only engage in mail theft and mail delayment, but they will also engage in mail theft and mail delayment of anything that you mail, certified mail return receipt as well. And that's how the homelessness was created again of me in Michigan. So I finally just threw my hands up in the air and said, screw this. I am not going to be moving in and out of apartments constantly as a result of them covertly getting landlords and property owners on board in these campaigns to stage the harassment that I experienced by fellow tenants that were above me and below me and beside me, and by people actually even moving in to certain apartments next to me and across from me and engaging in harassment, breaking into my apartment. It was highly suspected in my last one they poisoned my food, and that is a tactic of gang stalking and organized stalking that you can Google. Everything that I describe in this particular video can be Googled and cross-referenced to either organized stalking and or gang stalking. The best way to, if you've never heard of this crime before and you want to start investigating it, the best thing to do is to look it up under organized stalking. But gang stalking is also interchangeable, but you'll find more healthy and appropriate and thorough research concerning these kind of crimes by typing in organized stalking. Now, excuse me. This book right here was written by a fellow targeted individual. Okay, his name is Mike Fitzhugh-Bell. Okay, and you can obviously notice that he's got a neural implant in his head. Organized stalking is mentioned extensively throughout this whole entire book. Extensively. Okay? Now, this book that was written by a postal employee who's being gang stalked by her fellow employees at the post office, this is not her real name, because she had to write it under an anonymous name, so, people that wrote her, read her book, she was a female, so she wanted to stay anonymous. But what I noticed about this book is that everything that is in this book that was written by one organized stalking, gang stalking target, okay, is described to an exact identical T to another woman who wrote a documentation file online that you can go to Google and type in Victoria Rose, California target of gang stalking or organized stalking and or remote neural monitoring. Now you can clearly see that Victoria Rose's location is San Diego, California, Chula Vista. And every single thing that she wrote in this documentation file that she wrote, okay, describing what was happening to her, her daughter, and I think her sisters and her mother, every single thing that she described in this documentation file is described identically to a T by a separate targeted individual from another state in this book, the person who wrote this book. You might think to yourself, what is electronic torture and electronic rape? That has to do with the remote neural monitoring in reference to the phantom touch feature that is in the remote neural monitoring file that you can find at the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance. And remote neural monitoring is mentioned right below her location where she states she lives at. Okay? Now, as a result of being a targeted individual, targeted individuals are put on what is called either red list or black lists. Because we are also, I'll just put it to you this way. Many organized stalking, gang stalking targets are also subjected to non-consensual human experimentation because of the sophisticated technology that organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions have in their possession. The remote neural monitoring, the remote behavioral influencing technology, the directed energy weapons, and the silent sound spectrum, and much more. Now you can go to UnitedTargetedIndividualsEurope.com and look at their webpage and their YouTube videos, and you can go to SurveillanceIssues.com in order to extensively research everything that is on that webpage. Now, fellow American citizens, fellow Californians, fellow San Diegoans, and fellow La Jollans, I am learning disabled, but make no mistake about it. I know how to take care of myself 100%. If I didn't, I'd already be dead or probably trapped in a human trafficking ring in an organized crime syndicated run group home. Because this is basically one of the aspirations that they can have for a target. And I already know it's one of the ones that they have for me. I already know it for a fact because they tried to do it to me in Michigan. Flat out, directly tried to do it to me physically. Now, and this is one of the reasons why they take targeted individuals out of their home in order to be able to try. See, what they do is they take targets out of their home by using their employment descriptions, like a city inspector, a zoning person, okay, who will pressure the property owner or the landlord, you know, and what they do is they use a bunch of different techniques and methods in order to be able to persuade, intimidate, bribe, coerce landlords and property owners to evict a target, or to at least cause the target, to motivate a target to leave their apartment. Okay, and then basically through the tracking and the stalking, they just ascertain that the target is looking for another apartment and do the same exact thing to them at the next apartment building. This guy that wrote this book right here flat out stated that he had to move to 6 different apartments. He even had to move out of state. Okay, and they even had him gang stalked in North Carolina. He was originally from Beverly Hills, California. He's now living back in Palm Springs. This woman right here says she's being targeted because the individuals that she works with want her house. Okay. Now, if you don't know anything about these crimes, you might think to yourself, well, this is very unfortunate that this is happening to this woman, if you're thinking those thoughts. But understand this, please, that this organized crime that is doing this is up and running in every single state in the United States in the system, at the federal and state and local level. Okay? There's a manifesto online right now that you can go to by typing in a gang stalking tech. Everything you need to know. It's a manifesto of a manager of organized stalking, gang stalking crews. He flat out states that they consider us targets as nothing but lab rats. Okay? Because they can enter our home. If you look at how they can knock us out while we're sleeping in our apartment in order to enter our home, I suggest you look at the remote neural monitoring file. In order to put one of these in our head, our ears, our back, our throat, you name it. Our bladder, yes, behind the ears, in the ears. And this is done so that they can make a neurological and EMG access from a remote distance using the remote neural monitoring technology and the remote behavioral influencing technology. So, we're taken out of our homes, all of our property is stolen from us, and we are put out on the street, and then organized stalking and gang stalking, if it's not already being initiated, well, it's usually already initiated against us anyways, because we're harassed in our apartment building. But then once we're put out on the street, it escalates because we are now out more open in the community. And as a result, we experience what is known as crafted, organized, community-based harassment, which is usually delivered through assault and sensitization methods. And both of those can be Googled and cross-referenced to gang stalking and or organized stalking. Okay? And basically what they try to do is break us down like a horse. Okay? While they're staging events, incidences, accusations, falsified police reports, staged arrests, staged incidences that will cause the police to be called by them or one of their staged witnesses. They come out and will petition the target into the county mental health in order to discredit them on paper. And basically over time they take the accumulated documentation between social services, falsified police reports, falsified doctor reports, and then will petition the state to take legal custody of the target and put them in a syndicated run group home that is run by some of the most skanked out, criminally inclined minds that you can think of. They literally attempted to do this to me in part. They were basically setting the stage for it in part in Michigan. I've been ripped off out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. My Medicare insurance has been exploited. My property, every single stitch of my property that I bought and accumulated from 1988 all the way up until 2004 was literally stolen from me, every single last bit of it. Everything, okay, by them, through these covertly managed circumstances that were created. They put you out on the street and then they stage events. And then the police are called either by, because they'll stage them at businesses as well. And you can Google organized stalking or gang stalking in Walmart, Ralph's, Vons, post offices, banks, laundromats, restaurants, movie theaters. And once you start investigating these things, you'll be able to see that they use what is known as the community notification or the offender's notification to send out a bogus notification about the target to the business community, to libraries, to universities, transportation services, any place that they can, because they know where a target's at all times, because the target is tracked cleverly, either through by hacking into their cell phone and using it as a GPS tracker, as a microphone, and as a possibly hacking into the camera as well. And cell phone hacking can be cross-referenced to gang stalking at YouTube and Google for you to be able to deliberate these matters. And basically it's nothing but organized harassment, crafted harassment, and crafted staged events that are brought about a target, towards a target, about a target, once the target is put afoot as a result of being homeless, the homelessness they create. In order to be able to stage these events so they can, it's basically framing the situation to frame the result. So they can stage an event, falsify the police report, arrest the target or institutional, or put them in county mental health or a neighborhood hospital psychiatric floor, and then repeat this over and over and over and over and over again until they feel comfortable they have enough accumulated documentation to then petition a syndicated probate judge to petition a state to take legal custody of the target in order to treat them like a straw person, to literally steal their freedom as well. And then once they're put in a syndicated run group home or institution, their whole futures are literally stolen, and the campaign continues as well in these homes, in isolated homes, literally, where they are harassed and tormented day and night, where staged events happen in these homes, where they're blamed for them. And since the criminals that have ownership of the home and now syndicated probate control of them blame the targets for the incidences they cause in the homes. They then say the target's got to go into the hospital because they're out of control, because they're responding to it, yes, or being blamed for it, whether they respond to it or not. And then they're told they got to go back in the hospital to get on medication because they're out of control. And this is where the insurance gets built. Medicare fraud. Yes. The targets are also sexually exploited in these homes. And they will go as far as literally drugging the target's food. And once the target is knocked out, they literally bring people to have sex with the target in their own bed. Literally. You would not believe what I know. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I am not involved in any illegal activity whatsoever. And I'm here today, fellow American citizens, to tell you the San Diego police are directly involved in the crimes that are happening towards me in San Diego. Mainly the Eastern Division, but some members of the Western Division. You can go to YouTube and type in 2/20/13 learning disabled woman catches another gang stalker admitting sexual harass, where an individual literally flat out admitted that a San Diego police officer by the name of Steve put him on the corner to engage in gang stalking towards me after I got off a second bus that I got on after I left the San Diego District Attorney's office. Yes. Now, the San Diego police are still pulling skits in front of me for me to witness so they can gaslight me while they're around me. I'm not going to say when the last time they did it, because possibly they could be baiting me to make a video concerning it, so they can say, look how crazy she is because of what she's saying. Because calling a target delusional, schizophrenic, paranoid schizophrenic, bipolar, schizoaffective, delusional, anything that they can try and claim that a target is as a result of what they're exposing, which is the truth, they use against the target by baiting the target to say these things as a result of what the target is witnessing by them. So I'm not that dumb to open up my mouth every time a San Diego police officer gaslights me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically do what I need to do and cleverly develop legal strategies to box them in and expose the proof I already have. You know, if you can imagine somebody breaking into your home, okay, and causing you to be sexually exploited, causing you to be assaulted on numerous occasions, totally wrecking every aspect of your life as a result of not only being a victim of this crime and them playing a direct role in it, but also them using their employment descriptions to protect it and to deny my civil rights to make a police report concerning it. And the reason why they're doing that is because they know that I have 2006 emails concerning some of the things that happened towards me when I was out here in 2006, and some of it involves them. This was before I knew what was happening to me was gang stalking. I was out here between 1 and 38 days in 2006. I left after about the 37th, 38th day and went back to Michigan as a direct result of a stage street theater that the San Diego police played a direct role in, physically in my presence. Where I was sexually exploited, where my insurance was ripped off, where I was ripped off, where my money was ripped off out of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and where I had been gang stalked on a feverish scale every single day from 2006 all the way up until the date I came back out here for the first time since 2006 on August 8, 2011. Up to this date, June 24, 2013. So how did they know I came back to San Diego? And they know now that I got undisputable proof that I'm a victim of this crime again, which means that somebody told the syndicate here that I came here again for the campaign to begin again the very second I got off the Greyhound bus. I was literally even gaslighted on the Greyhound bus on my way out here. So this is why the San Diego police won't make a police report, because they know I still had those 2006 emails. And they know they played a direct role in the street theater that compelled me to go back to Michigan in 2006. They know they did, because they were participants in it. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm not involved in any illegal activity whatsoever. Remember what I said. This guy, organized stalking, is mentioned throughout this entire book. Okay? Throughout the entire book, and every target is saying the same exact thing, that they gave up on renting apartments or renting motel rooms, because after they rent 4, 5, and 6, and they're just stalked to the next one after the next one after the next one after the next one, the financial cost of moving, the extreme stress that's involved in renting an apartment, being harassed, feeling powerless over getting help over it, then having to move again. It gets tiresome. It wears you out financially, mentally, and emotionally, while you're still being gang stalked along all your routes and harassed every day through clever sensitization methods along all of your routes. You can also go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass." Read comments. You would not believe the proof that I have. You would not believe the proof that I have. And they know I got it. But as a result of my emails being intercepted at UCSD, at USD, and SDSU and San Diego Public Libraries, I have been isolated in this campaign and cannot get no help whatsoever. So in the near future, I'm going to start soliciting lawyers. And we're going to see how many lawyers have been approached from behind the scenes. I know things that I have not mentioned in this video, but trust me, I am what they consider as being a high-profile target because of what I know, and you would not believe what I know. And I'm here today to fellow American citizens. I am not involved in any illegal activity whatsoever, and I have made sure that I have stayed to myself 100% for every single second that I have been out here since August 8, 2011 up to this date, June 25th, 2012. No, June 24th? It's Monday. Sorry. 2013, I'm sorry. I have made sure that I stayed to myself because I know how these freaks operate. Okay, I've not developed one acquaintance relationship, one social relationship, one intimate relationship, one friendship since I've been out here. Because I knew I would eventually obtain evidence because I developed strategies in order to do so. Yes. And I caught them off guard, and I've got evidence like you would not believe. I didn't want them to be able to have any plausible deniability or to be able to have any kind of excuses to discredit any evidence that I would obtain. Yes. And they know I got it too. So what they're gonna see, what they're gonna do. Let's see how they're gonna start staging incidents here at this hiking area. The Ralph's grocery store at Villa La Jolla Plaza, management and employees, including cashiers, baggers, and people coming in acting as patrons, have been harassing me through organized stalking, gang stalking sensitization methods. Yes, and they will deny it up and down the road. Let's see how long it takes before I am banned from there. I'm predicting it right now, as well as UCSD. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I mind my own business everywhere I go. My behavior is appropriate for each and every environment that I'm at and for the entire duration of while I'm there. And basically what they do is try to provoke me and harass me along all my routes by getting people along all my routes every day to engage in sensitization methods for me to witness. In turn, that makes me feel stalked and harassed. But since they sensitized me to everyday normal things that everyday people do, all they got to do is say she's crazy for what she's stating. We're not stalking her. How can we be stalking her? We were already on the bus before she got on it. Really. Right now in my possession, I have over 600 undeniable audio files of wide open gang stalking occurring around me. So good luck, San Diego police, and what you think you know and what you think you might do. Good luck. Good luck. I can look you right in the eye and tell you good luck. I literally lost the ability to have children because of this campaign and because of the direct decision that they made in 2006. And I'm not forgetting it, and I'm not letting it go. And I'm not involved in any illegal activity, and my approach in exposing them is going to be legal. I have to go. My name is Leslie Williams. The only thing I hope and pray that somebody sees my videos and will say a prayer for me. Okay, thank you very much, and have a good day.